crew's on point. The Eddie cam home. You're catching all the shots, Eddie. You get seasick watching the Eddie cam, but he's proud of the punch as his new role as cameraman. What a dude. So the game plan with the van, a few little ideas that we have in mind. Always chance of it changing down the track, but the plan with the van is currently it's 27 foot long, which is way too long for what we want. So obviously the front section a little bit going on here. So the plan is cut at least 4 or 5 feet off the front, shorten it down. We want to try and get it down around that 23 foot. And so to achieve that, obviously we're going to have a whole lot of chassis hanging out the front. So the plan is to pretty much ditch the original chassis. So cut the van frame off the chassis, and we'll build a whole new off-road chassis for it. So at the moment, it's currently it's not very high off the ground. It's currently on leaf springs. So the plan will be is to build a full link off-road suspension, airbag suspension for it, lift it up, get a bit more height, a bit more clearance underneath. And this chassis has a lot of flex in it, so just want to stiffen up the chassis a bit, make that a little bit more suited for what we do, just going down the river off the main road a bit. So that's pretty much the plan outside. So looking from the outside here, the van at an estimation to come back somewhere here, so that whole front section has to go, which obviously means there's going to be a few configuration changes on the inside, which we'll show you now.
So the plan for the inside of the van is to move this kitchen down this way a bit, enough for, this is where the entrance door will go. Then what we'll do is we'll salvage some of the, all being well, salvage some of this lounge, and the plan will be to make sort of a longer lounge here. We'll do something a little bit fancy with this table. We won't use the table probably all that much, as we spend a lot of our time outside, so we'd like it sort of, you know, tucked away neat and tidy. So what that'll look like just yet, we're not quite sure. Coming through to the end, it's quite dark up the back here, but plan will be to lift the bed up, so the dogs can have their own spot underneath, and that's where they will sleep. And then perhaps we'll have some little hatch or something come in, hut sort of around here somewhere, so that's where the dogs can come in. The plan would be is that they're not walking through the van to get to the bed, but we'll see what that sort of pans out like. This is Zeke.
So down this side, I forgot to mention before, but because we spend most of the time outside with the dogs, we don't like cooking inside, obviously because of the smell and everything, unless we absolutely have to. So yeah, the option of having an outside kitchen is definitely something we want. So there's a couple of different options we're looking at the moment, whether it's a full-size kitchen at the front of the van, or potentially a fold-down kitchen off the back of the van at the wall. Obviously we want it under the awning if possible, so a few little things we've got to work out there. And then obviously once we shift the kitchen, the doorway will now be sort of in this area here, and then down the back is where we're hopefully going to put a little hatch through for the dogs to go in and out at night well, not in and out at night, but we'll put them through the back door here, under the bed at night, so they're not trudging through the caravan. Other than that, most of this side will stay fairly similar. Obviously we'll have to replace all this paneling because that window is going to shift forward, and obviously a little bit wrinkled here. So all right, so on the front here, obviously aluminium products is our specialty, so we're going to do something a little bit fancy with the front toolboxes. Front toolboxes are not always ideal because you're putting weight over your drawbar, but we want to do a bit higher, taller box for lighter objects like stand-up paddleboards, all that sort of bulky items that doesn't weigh a whole lot. And also one thing I didn't mention before is the plan with the suspension rack. The idea is to design it as a movable rack. So pretty much because we have no cutouts for the wheel arches, here, there's no real set position for our axles. So the idea will be to find a balance point that's ideal, and then have the option to shift the whole suspension rack forward and back, just to get our weight and balances perfect. So on the back also, we'll do around the back here. I used to have a spare tire carrier and rack on the back, so we're going to do our own little rack, just to carry things like the diesel heater, tank, and a few other things, spare tires, some jerry can holders, whatnot. We might have to shift the tail on that to give us all our proper clearance. And then up the top, we'll do a little bit of a wing on the back. I don't think the wings actually achieve much, but they look pretty cool, so we'll have a crack at that. All this J molding, I don't like the look of the moldings they use, so we're going to do our own little custom folded aluminium moldings for the whole van.
Eddie, do you think that's a good plan?